Hello! Hello, are we live? Bam, I think we're live. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Stanley's Parable. The Stanley Parable 2, I guess? Yeah, when I booted up the game... Oh, sorry, I forgot to say my name. My name is Deep, your number one failed paranormal detective. I'm just a bit flabbergasted. I'm just a bit flabbergasted. Oh my god, I haven't streamed in a day and I forgot how to talk. I'm just a bit flabbergasted because the game asked me to set the time when I booted it up, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just put the time in. And yeah, it started doing this whole monologue at me. It's like, alright, thank you for setting the time twice. So I don't know what that was about, but yeah, we're just gonna play a few rounds of this, see if there's anything new. And you know, it's gonna be a...
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Indeed.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Perfect.
Employee number 427's job was simple.
Yes, indeed.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Yeah.
Stanley was happy.
He was indeed happy. So...
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
I'm wondering if
Something
the
he
2
would
ever
never
drops.
forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Also...
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, also... God, I was going to tell you guys something. Oh, yeah. We are going to...
All of his coworkers
I'm going to be
were gone.
streaming tomorrow.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh yeah, the figure finder thing. I'm gonna... You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna skip the bucket for today. The bouquet. Yeah, we're gonna stream tomorrow. And we're gonna stream something semi-fun. It's pretty fun, to be honest, tomorrow. I think we're gonna play some Animal Crossings. We're gonna start up a new save.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're gonna do like a straight up, like, follow the instructions round today. But yeah, we're gonna play Animal Crossings tomorrow. And fuck, this place looks fucked up, bro. We're gonna play Animal Crossings tomorrow and then start a new save and have some fun. I do plan...
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I did kind of plan to, like, multi-stream tomorrow, considering that, like...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Considering that if I multi-stream, most of the processing will be used up by the multi-stream, and I've got the feeling money's for Snail. Okay, it hasn't changed, and most of the game is gonna be done by the...
back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
All right, man. But yeah, I'm gonna try to multi-stream tomorrow, considering that the game's gonna be on the Switch. I also noticed that I haven't used my Switch in like a year and a half. That's closed.
Stepping into his manager's office,
So,
Stanley was once again stunned to
this
discover
thing's
not
gonna
an
be booting up
indication of
from
any
dust.
human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yep, standard run of the Stanley's Parable.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Fucking shit.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
This is just a standard ending, right? So we haven't gone through the
The lights
escape.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Hey,
Did he
Mr.
have the
Narrator.
strength to find out?
We're just running through this, man. Like, I'm just trying to get you warmed up, because I actually haven't gotten this
Now
ending.
the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
What was that?
Each
247
bore
or
the number of an
237?
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
To see it. Okay, is it different? Oh, it's the same employee protocol thingy thing. Alright. I'm coming up.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Let's go.
No. He refused
Let's
to
get the
believe
standard
it.
ending, motherfucker.
He couldn't accept it.
Is it
His
employee
own
pirate?
life in someone else's control?
Fire?
Never.
Pirate?
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
Did that say
utterly
pirate?
blind to the world?
Okay.
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible
Let's actually get
power
this normal
over another
standard
human life.
butt
For
ending.
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Like, let's see what this actually does. Because we did it with the bucket, with the bouquet.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Yes, indeed.
Was it over?
Maybe. Also, I got a copyright strike.
Yes. He had won. He
Or
had
rather, a
defeated
copyright
the machine,
notice from like the first
unshackled
gameplay.
himself
So I was
from
like, oh my
someone
God.
else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers
Ah,
been?
screw
How
him.
had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
That's
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
oh.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh. We never
Stanley felt the cool breeze.
we never got
upon his
this.
skin, the feeling of liberation,
we never
the immense possibilities.
It's like the
of new
standard
path
ending, right?
Before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
No. Well. Pretty cool, man. Alright, let's
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
alright.
Stanley decided to go to
Let's
the
leave the
meeting room.
bouquet
Perhaps
over
he had
there.
Simply missed a memo.
I'm not even gonna use my keyboard.
When Stanley came to a
Yes,
set of two
yes.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, yes, we know the drill. I need to see what happens to the other endong. Oh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes. That's weird. Ah, yeah, it was this elevator scene that got me copyrighted. Fuck. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his
Help!
situation.
Help!
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet
I couldn't even
by
remember
simply
this.
pushing
We've been
random
through
buttons
this
on
a
the
few good
keypad,
times.
Stanley happened to input the correct code
Alright.
by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright, we're gonna bounce. We're gonna go through the other thing. I can't talk. I can't talk. Here we go.
Stanley walked
Escape.
straight ahead through the large door that
Escape.
read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Fuck you, man. Escape.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Fuck you, man.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward
Uh-huh.
and willingly confront his death.
Yes. Let's fucking do this, baby.
As the
Mr.
machine whirled
Narrator.
into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the
Shit.
big picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Son of a
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Sick son of a bitch. You sick son of a bitch. Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
Who
as
the hell?
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Hi? Hello?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Hello? Hi?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Huh. I mean... they even have like the piss yellow floors. Huh. I mean, what can I say? An early version of the maintenance room. Holy shit! Tron. They even got like a Tron thing going on. What the hell? Are you kidding? Oh. We've never seen these parts before. We haven't seen these parts. The hell? How many endings are there here? This sick game. Beep beep.
It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Stanley stood on the roof.
Alright, I guess we,
Oh, look at these two.
What?
How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another.
What?
How they both wish to be free.
What? I'll talk to you later, ma'am.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
I don't know what she's talking about.
But listen to me.
What?
You can still save these two. You
What?
can stop the program before they both fail.
What?
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
Ah, yeah, it's
As long
fine.
as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Yeah. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Alright, we got
What
one
could
more
it
thing to
mean?
do.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Bouquet.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There was another ending here. Should we grab the bouquet? Let's grab the bouquet. Let's grab the bouquet.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go.
Yes.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now
Yes.
ride the lift all the way to the top. There's
Yes.
something up there I need you to do.
Yes.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Yes.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets
No.
can't talk.
This
but
is my
Stanley
friend,
chose not to think
Mr.
about
Bouquet.
this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had
Not
spoken
now,
to
not
him,
now. We'll
and
do it
he
next time.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I really want to jump. It's too late. It's too late. It's fine. It's fine. Mr. Bouquet. Oh shit.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
The dark room, Mr. Bouquet.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Mr. Bouquet.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him
Bucket.
is just in his head.
The Bouquet. The Bouquet.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate
The
metal
Bouquet.
object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Mr. Bouquet. Yes, we go back to work.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
No.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
No.
It can't think, It can't talk.
Oh,
All it
lies.
will ever truly do for you is
You
effectively
speak lies.
transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's
You
it.
speak lies.
It doesn't do anything else.
You speak lies. You speak lies.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket.
You speak
know,
lies,
once
you
upon a time,
madman.
It was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This
Oh,
stupid hunk of metal.
Mr. Bouquet protects me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Mr. Bouquet. Yes, I do.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store
Yes.
bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say?
Yes.
Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
Yes.
Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
Yes.
Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Yes. Yes.
Oh no,
Mr. Bouquet.
I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't
Bucket.
understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
No, you
Yes,
cannot have the
the
bucket.
bucket could tell me what to do in
The
this
bucket is
troublesome
mine.
situation.
You sick
Stanley,
fuck.
give me the bucket. Give it to
No.
me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
No, it's mine.
I need it. Give it to me
It's
now.
mine.
Give it or I'll...
The bouquet is mine. Yes. We will return to work. Yes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
You sick
Perhaps
fuck.
he'd simply missed a memo.
You sick fuck.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
Took away
trace
my
of his
bucket.
co-workers.
He did not. He didn't take away my bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling
Yes.
him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yes.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No,
was this
never.
better than the meeting? No, never mind.
Never.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
Line
chose
him up.
not to think about this obvious
Line him
fact.
up.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Where am I? What is this place?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
You sick fuck.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This
No.
misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game
No.
if not addressed quickly and properly.
No.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Don't tell me.
Please, step in here for a moment.
You sick fuck.
Now
What are you
then,
having
I'm
me
going to
do?
run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Yes.
Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
It doesn't have the soul of Mr. Bouquet.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
No, you sick fuck. That's not a bucket. That's a clone of a bucket. That is not the bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
It has the soul of a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I
No.
thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
No.
Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
See? I know a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? You don't know a bucket if it hit you in the face.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Great. Shit, I can't get the fuck up. Damn it.
Okay, you and I both know
No.
there isn't
There is
anything here.
essence of
And I
bouquet.
don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
No, you're too
I've
dumb.
lost all sense of perspective.
Exactly.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence.
You
And yet
stupid.
now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No, you sick fuck. No, you sick fuck.
What happened? Is everything gone?
You.
Why did
Everything is a
disappear?
bucket.
Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yes, you finally
Every single
understand.
thing in the game was a bucket.
Yes, you
My
finally
God,
understand.
I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful.
We have not transcended
We're
into
not
buckethood.
buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it
No.
doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Yes.
So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Took you long enough to understand.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Yeah.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
You will not
But
lie to
Stanley
me.
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling
will
him
not lie
that
to
the
me.
employee lounge was simply the place to
You will
be.
not lie to me.
And here it was. Had the bucket
You will
turned
not
out to be
lie to me.
correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to them, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Aha, bitch. Drink some water.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What? What the fuck is this?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
What?
We've come together here because we care about you very much.
What?
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just
Shut up.
sequel content. We're the
Shut
ones
up.
that matter, Stanley.
Shut
You
up,
see
fake
characters
wife.
From the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes.
No.
Not this
No, I don't
bucket
want to
that
listen
they've
to
never
you and
seen
my
before.
fake wife.
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
No, it's my
Don't
bucket.
you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could
No.
make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
I miss you, fake wife. I miss you so much. I've never actually...
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
No. No. Screw the adventure line. This is some ass shit, bro.
Now,
Bucket.
this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes.
I
It's
am.
as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something
No.
up.
Never. You're never gonna let me go of my bucket. You're never gonna separate us. What are you doing?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This
No.
is the Bucket Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
No, you
True,
sick fuck.
it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you
No.
agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
No.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No, you sick
Go
fuck.
ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
No.
And then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No, you won't. You won't separate us. You don't know the bond we
Now
have.
listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
No.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality.
No!
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality
No!
deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well,
Never!
you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would
Destroy
see that its
this!
desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like
No!
10 personality traits. What
No!
other object in this game can you even say that about? The
My
broom
dick.
closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after
You
this.
will never destroy us.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We'll
Never.
still get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or
Never.
the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
Never.
Now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want.
No.
Hurry and...
No. The Bucket Destroyer.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Some ass shit. Oh my god. Alright, we have to get the bucket destroyer shit, right? Alright. Whew.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Don't tell me what to do.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
Don't tell me what to do.
The employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
You want me to destroy my bucket? Fine.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
My fake wife again?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
Concerned
We've come
this.
together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Fine.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
I'm not amused. For I have to
Now,
sacrifice
this
my
is what
bucket
the
for
Stanley
this
Parable
crap.
is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I am.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then.
I
Let's
mean-
do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Fine. Destroy the
I
bucket.
think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows.
I
That
can't.
is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance.
I can't.
Really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now.
I can't.
Hurry and feed it. We can't.
I'm trying.
Classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
I'm trying.
Now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry
I'm trying. So there's no like alternative ending to that. Okay. Okay. let's not pick up the bucket and let's actually take that adventure line. I'm
All
trying
of
to
his
knock out as
co-workers were
many
gone.
as I can.
What could it mean? Stanley decided
We
to
might
go
be able
to
to
the
run
meeting
that
room.
the hour.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right, let's figure this shit out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Sure.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
Of course,
just
baby.
To admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Fuck you. Is my fake wife gonna be here still?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's,
Did you lose the...
left.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you...
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No,
Ah.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute?
Sure, man, I
please?
got some time for you.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Oh.
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
I-
Okay. We just have to get back to,
Right here?
Am I kidding? It's all rubbish.
What is that?
now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
I
This
guess.
time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
That
All
was
of his
a...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It's a bummer.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's that venture line?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No.
Big dog.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
Dude.
Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did
No.
you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It
Exactly.
was right here just a minute ago.
There were like
I
2
know for
doors. Now
sure
there's like
it's here somewhere.
6.
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I wanna go right. Yo. Mr. Narrator, sir?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I
Dog.
can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Oh
we
my
just-
god.
Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well,
Stick
I
through
find
it. Stick
unlikely
by it.
that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
Exactly.
It's gotta be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Are we good? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Everything seems to be fine. Like, really?
Okay,
Dude.
yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I mean, we can, but you... Okay. Alright. I mean, everything looks like it's right.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
The what?
Story. Here it comes.
Oh,
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story.
dude.
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay, like, I'm the one doing the legwork here. Uh-huh. Okay, great.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
Yeah. Do you
Is
think
this
I
the
do?
Story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember, Stanley?
Yes.
You know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Oh, awesome, man.
Congratulations!
Nice. Okay.
I
Fuck
know
it.
you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
I did.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay, sorry. I had to, like,
All right,
listen to
I've got a
voicemail
solution.
my mom left
This
me.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
Perfect.
Adventure Line.
This is
Just
exactly
follow
what
the
we
line.
need.
How simple is that?
All right, we got this, right? Okay. Adventure line, great. Okay. Dog.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
I don't.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination
Dude.
is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Dude,
You know what?
did you
I
paint this
think
shit?
What we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Sure. Oh my fucking... Dude! Bro! What? Oh god. Oh god, okay.
Wait, cut the music.
Okay.
Go back and look at that fern.
What? Which one? This one?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Sure.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Sure, man. Ah,
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh god, seriously, dude? Okay, it's just...
You know what, Stanley?
What?
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Nah,
We're intelligent
you tell
people,
me.
right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Okay.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
I'm down.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable.
All
Why
right,
don't we
let's do
simply
it.
start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, new door, huh?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Hey, Sai.
Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay. Is the line trademark? Okay, he's gone. Where are we going?
Ah, good choice.
What do you think? What do you think, Sai? I have to take this shitty office job.
We mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
Fine.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere.
Tariffs all over. I know, right?
The place where we're trying to go.
That's why I have to I have to take this shitty office job to pay for everything.
And that in turn
with a fucking narrator inside my head. What?
Corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
What are you talking about?
Since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
That's...
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Dude, you just made that shit, Oh,
hold up. What's this?
Dude.
Confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Yeah, you've done this like 6, I
really
think.
How all this goes? It's all determined?
Yeah.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Yeah,
wall.
hold on.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be.
I'm sorry, which ending?
I don't want the game
Which
to keep
restart are we in?
restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this.
Oh,
I won't
okay.
restart the game. I won't.
So we're gonna have
do
the
it.
5th
I
one.
Won't do it. I won't do it.
Okay.
And the timer stopped. Does that mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Just open one of the doors, man. Let's get the hell out of here.
So, okay.
Yeah,
I guess now we just wait. You know,
sure.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
Let me
So
take a seat.
hope that's where we are right now.
Yep.
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Big man.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Big man. You with me? Big dog.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Inside a large room, lots of boxes. Some were both red and blue. Okay, we still need to find it. Big man. You still with me, right?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nah, fuck that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because
In
he
such a
believed
competitive
everyone had
economy.
His boss would think he was crazy.
Fuck.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single...
We've done that ending before. I need to... Okay, Big Dog doesn't seem to be...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the...
Very competitive economy, yeah. Artificially, it seems.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
exactly,
just to admire it.
We need to find those other
collectibles. The lounge was
grand,
majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business. Stanley
There's
took the
one thing that we
first open
didn't
door
do.
On his left.
All right, bitches, let's do it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Shut up.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all
Shut up.
this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Shut up.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you. To
No, you
show
don't.
you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Prove that I'm on your side. You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number. And that will be it.
Yes.
We'll be different people by then.
Yes.
Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all.
Yes.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
We need to figure that out, man. We need to figure that. Okay. So you were saying something?
This is important.
Yeah, let me drink some water.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, I walked through the blue last time.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
Fuck
the
you.
problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that
Fuck
isn't
you.
here. Running and running and running, just
Fuck
the way
you.
you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Fuck you.
I wanted to stop.
Stop this.
We would both be so much happier if we just
Stop this.
stopped. And I think I have a solution.
Solve this.
Here, let me show you.
You can't show me nothing. Oh, you sick son of a bitch. You sick son of a bitch.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
What the hell?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
What?
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Happy this, bitch.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Going up.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
Ah,
We'll lose
reset
all of
shmee
this.
shit. Going up, up, up. Going up,
Please,
up, up.
no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
What are you talking about?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
What is going on? So I just jump? That's it? I just banzai down? Like, you really have nothing for me, man, huh? Hold on. There really is not. You know what? What a letdown, Mr. Narrator. I thought it was something nice. It's just. That's it? That's it, huh? Screw you. Banzai, bitches!
No!
Oh,
Oh, thank God you lived.
ain't no bitch.
You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
What the fuck is this shit, man?
There. See? This is what you want.
No?
This is where we can both be happy. We
What is
really
this?
Can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
No, can't stop, won't stop.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Can't stop, won't stop. Unless if you show me something different. Can't stop, won't stop.
No. No. What do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, man. You tell me, huh? What can you do and say that will convince me that Banzai is not a good idea?
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Sure.
Can you do that for me?
Sure.
Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Fuck is this shit? Do you think I'm like some sort of
I know you'll
1978
see- you'll
hippie
see
that
we
I'll be
can't
fooled by
happy
some
if we
kaleidoscoping
leave
lights?
this
No,
place.
you have
can
to
see
show
that,
me
can't
something
you?
tangible, something real.
No, perhaps not.
Some people think we can just be bought. You know what I mean? I am a man of free will. All right? I am not a slave to corporate entities.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
I dislike
That you'll throw
you.
yourself from this platform over and over to be
Yes.
You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Yes.
Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yes. I despise every single bit of you.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
And we do slow down, huh?
But you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Is there anything else new? Is there something else you want to show me? Big dog? Just some shit kaleidoscope again. Dude, you gotta give me something, you know? What the hell is that? Oh, good, my legs. My legs. Oh, 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 God. This is extreme leg day. Alright, here we go. I'm ready, bitch. Fuck you, Banzai.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Alright, we got one more, right? We got one more.
Good morning.
Yes.
Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
I've heard you
We are
before.
confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly.
Thank
you
you.
again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
No one gets to work. Only be happy. Only happy. Where do we pick up the stuff? Where do we pick up the stuff?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Suck a dick.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Suck a
perfectly
dick.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Suck a dick. Where's
And
the...
here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Where's the, Where do
Stanley
we,
was so bad at following directions.
where's my
it's
shipment?
Incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where's my shipment?
Look,
where's my
Stanley,
happiness?
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your
Fuck.
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone
How do-
else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
How do I get there?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
She means nothing to me.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? How do I... How do we get there? We're so close. We're so close. We know where it is. We just have to figure out how to get there. Ah, this is the wife ending. Actually, I won't pick up the phone. How about that? Ring a
That's her,
ring.
Stanley. You need to be the one to
Nope.
do this.
Nope.
To reach out to her.
Nope.
If you can truly place your faith
Nope.
in another, then pick up the phone.
Nope. Screw my fake wife. Nope. Ring-a-ling. That ding-a-ling. Where? Nope. Nope. You're not getting me. You ain't getting that alimony. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. Keep ringing. I won't pick up. Moshi moshi? Suck a dick. Nope. 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 I'm not looking at you. I'm gonna Blair Witch this thing. Nope. I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. I'm gonna look at the wire. Nope. Not at all. Nope. Keep ringing. You can ring all you want. You can ring all you want, man, but that's... I ain't picking that shit up. Ring-a-ling, that ding-a-ling. I'm not picking it up. I'm at a payphone trying to go home. All of my change I spent on you. Where? Oh my god, is it actually gonna keep ringing? Until, like, do I have to pick it up? Let's give it like another, like a couple more seconds, right? So, how are you guys doing today? How's your week so far? I just learned that the Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna be like $450 pre-tax. And I'm like, where the hell are people, me, going to get that money? Like, it's too much. And then games are gonna be $80 now? Like, what the fuck? Where is this money going? It's not even recession prices anymore. That's like Great Depression prices. Like, fuck, dude. It's so fucked. The worst part was I was planning to like upgrade my PC to keep up with like modern games in like next year. You know, when I have a job, a real job, and not this shitty job. Not this Stanley's Parable job, but a real job. I was planning to like upgrade my PC to like the 50 series and get like a new CPU to keep up, but like I can't. The Steam Deck too, you know that shit's also gonna be like $500, $600 too. So it's like, man, all right, pick up the damn phone. Give me my mannequin fake wife.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Fine.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
B.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
You?
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the
You know what's the
building
worst
had
part?
suddenly vanished.
In my
off the
previous
face
job, it
of
was
the
so
earth.
shit
The
that I
thought
was
excited him
daydreaming
terribly.
about not having the job. But now the problem is I actually don't have the
So
job.
he went further.
So dreams do come
He
true,
imagined
kids.
that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
We need to
The
figure out
mere
how to get
thought
to the
that
boxes.
His decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
There must be a way for us to get through those boxes that we saw earlier, so we
As
can
he
get like the
wandered through
statuette
this
or whatever
fantasy
it's called.
world,
Oh
he
hey, my
began to
fake
fill
wife
it
is
with
still
many
here.
possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line
Yes,
that
sir.
read
Yes,
in
sir.
many
It was a
directions.
very bad
And
one,
down
to be
another was a
honest.
game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
Oh, my wife! You took
How
my
could there
fake
possibly
wife
be?
away.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button,
Okay, you know
do
what?
not do it.
Alright, I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. Well, I won't do it. I won't. That's what you want me to do, not to not do it? I won't do it then. See? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm still not doing it. We can be here all day, motherfucker. I am still not doing it. Still not doing it. Fuck it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that
I
every
literally
second
waited
he
3
remains
minutes.
here, he's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
Oh my god.
But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
We're not
I'll
so
try
different, you
once
and
more
I.
to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to.
Mhm.
I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay. So, we have a goal now. We have a goal. We
A
need...
soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
My happiness arrived! dude, our happiness arrived. Yeah, yes.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Yes.
open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It
Oh,
was
there's no
okay.
happiness here? Come on, man.
But
Okay.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Here's my question.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
There must be a way for us to get through. There must be. To the boxes, right? There has to be a way for us through it.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Hey man,
no,
I'm up.
No, not the right. Why
We're
would
gonna
I
do
have
this
ever
again?
said it was to the right?
Come on, man.
What was I thinking? It's clearly...
I just.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Sure.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes.
You got it?
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Dude. Mr. Narrator, I need to ask you something. I need to get through the boxes by the cargo bay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
The game just crashed. I don't know if it was 46. It might be. Oh my god. Yes, it's I gave you the right time, man. You sick fuck. I mean, it's pretty accurate for now. Oh my god, right. I need.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I need that second. I need that last
Stanley
thing.
worked for a company in a big building.
Okay. We need that last thing. How do we?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
How do we
Stanley
get
decided
that
to go to the meeting room.
statuette?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
How do we? You sick fuck. Wait, this room looks different. It doesn't matter. There
When
must be.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, He entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
How do we get up there? How do I? Fucking gangsta, dude. Holy shit. Okay, hold on.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly.
We still haven't
Say with
decided
this
on the
moment,
name.
Stanley, this is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Right.
So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
Okay.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Nice. Can we? Secret. Oh, we're in a secret.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me.
I mean,
all the
I don't know, dude.
adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording. It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights.
Yeah,
How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
I do.
Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Oh, really? My fault. What an asshole.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figures. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Okay, but was that enough of a cause and reason for you to fucking Wile E. Coyote my ass?
One more trip back to the memory zone. I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I guess. What was
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
The imagery's a bit intense. I'm not gonna lie to you, big dog. Imagery's a bit intense.
And here was the second Stanley. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind
Yeah?
the boss's office. You did that, Stanley.
Thank you.
I'll be honest. Back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Great.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I want to say it was under the stairs, actually.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You
Yeah.
picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't think so, big man.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate
Oh,
the
let's watch.
occasion. Enjoy.
Not the Windows Movie Maker. No, I was just gonna say. Oh my god. Yep.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
It
I spent a lot of
sure
time
does.
making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Oh, where are we going, big dog? Oh yeah, that's where we get fat. That's okay. It's
And
good
then,
that you
Stanley,
remember
then
it.
we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here in the warehouse. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more.
Yeah.
Because we've caught up to the present moment.
Oh.
Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone. No,
What?
no, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
No.
Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines?
I mean-
Let's just go backwards. We'll
Oh.
do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay, that's fine by me, big dog. I mean,
Okay, yes, this spot in the warehouse. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
okay. Okay, no need to get like antsy about it.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Oh, we did.
Yes, I love that
Uh,
video.
Me too, man. All right, we found
Still
it.
don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, I don't know where this pink room came from. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man. I think you just made that
These
shit
really
up.
were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Big dog, I think you fucked up.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Big dog, I think you messed up.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. You tell me. Like,
Look, it's the terrible
oh
content
shit!
that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Oh, okay. Fine by me.
Oh, yes, the two doors.
Right.
Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Ah, the desk.
And before everything else, there was your office.
There was.
Is there anything else? Was
No.
there something that came before your office?
Not really.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Yep.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Do you want me to just go through it normally, or like?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No one gets to work.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Nah,
doors,
fuck you, I
he knew
ain't
this
doing
was
your
not
job.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
There's one
knew
thing
it
I wanna
perfectly
try.
Well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I don't know if it'll work.
Wow. Yes. This room. But eager to get back to business,
I don't know if
Stanley
this
took
is
the
gonna work.
first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I don't know if this is gonna work. Because I see there's an exit there. Right. There must be a safe place for us to land.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Nah.
Good
Give it one
job,
more try.
Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
There must be one more. There must be a way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There must
Stanley
be a way.
decided to go to the meeting room. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Actually, hold on.
Stanley took the
Is
door
the
on his
employee
left
lounge
to go
different?
back to the meeting room.
We'll have to take a look at it later. There must be a
No.
way.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There must be a way. There must be a way to get out of here.
But Stanley thought that any
Nope.
path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket,
Nope.
his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there is one more thing I
All
want
his
to check out
co-workers were gone.
before we
What could
wrap
it
up the
mean?
stream for today.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
For
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Okay.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, nothing changed. Okay.
Coming to a staircase,
Here's what we're
Stanley
gonna do.
walked upstairs to his boss's
I know where
office.
to wrap up. I know where to wrap up. Hold on. Maybe this changed? Did this change? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck that meant. This is where we're gonna end things. Alright, so I think that's a good place to wrap this stream up for today. Yeah, just some copyrighted music. I think I'll be streaming tomorrow and Friday. Definitely Friday. I think tomorrow I'm gonna think about it, cause to celebrate the announcement of the Switch 2 that costs a nut and an arm, I'm gonna be playing Animal Crossing, deleting my old save file, and then starting fresh. I think, yeah, I'm gonna try to multi-stream on Twitch and on YouTube tomorrow, and on Friday if we're gonna be streaming Animal Crossing, just to see if it works out, just to push my luck. I'm hoping that since most of the game's processing, if not all, is gonna be on the Switch and not on the PC, that should free up some resources for the multi-stream. I mean, we'll just have to check. We'll just have to see, right? But yeah, man. With all that said, Oh, one more thing. If I do stream tomorrow and on Friday, it'll be a little earlier so we can spend a little bit more time on Animal Crossing. Yeah. With all that said, thank you for dropping by, everybody who came by. Leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends about me, and I will see you guys tomorrow and or Friday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you happen to get into a job that's shitty like this, well, at least you'll have a narrator inside your head. Alright, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bam.